All right, guys, I am back. My name is Keith Shillan, and you are watching the Sherdog.com One Championship Preview Show. This week, we are previewing One Championship Lights Out, which goes on this Friday, March 11th. You can check it out many different ways. If you're in the USA, you can watch it on the One Championship YouTube page, also on the One Championship app. It starts at 8:30 a.m. If you're international, head over to the One Championship website. Check out how you can see it in whatever country you live. Usually these shows, I preview all the main card MMA fights, then make predictions. Unfortunately, there has been some delays, some changes to the One Championship, and they didn't even announce their full lineup to about minutes before I was taping this. So unfortunately, I didn't get to do any tape study. So instead of me just fluffing, I decided to do the two fights that were announced, and those are the two title fights, two great fights. So I still think we're going to have, this will be a shorter show, but I still think we have a lot of good stuff to talk about. So let's get right into it, guys. Only two fights, so it should be quick. We have the fight that was supposed to happen last month at the Bad Blood. Bibiano Fernandes was supposed to defend his title against John Lineker. Basically, I'm going to be saying the same thing I said last time. Nothing's really going to change, being that these guys didn't fight. The reason why the fight got canceled, John Lineker or someone in John Lineker's team, I can't remember if it was him or someone in his team, tested positive for COVID, had to get pulled, I think the day before the fight, so that really sucks. But fantastic matchup we've been waiting for a long time. Bibiano Fernandes has been out for a long time. He hasn't fought in 2 years. He's 41 years old, which is obviously something you don't like, but he's one of the best fighters outside of, a lot of people really in America pay attention to the UFC and Bellator. Bibiano Fernandes has been one of the best guys to fight outside of those organizations for a really long time. He's well-rounded, though he is a little flat-footed. I would say over the years his pace has dropped, which you would expect at his age. It's probably actually a smart thing, something we've seen some other aging fighters, Yoel Romero, Andre Arlovski. They've lowered down their pace so they can last longer. It kind of shows you a sign of intelligence. He tends to throw a lot of single strikes, but he really throws everything into his shots. He really loves his overhand right. He's got power. He is open to the body. Kevin Bibiano did have some success working the body against him, but really his striking game is just a means to set up his ground game, where he really succeeds. He isn't a strong wrestler. He tends to reach to get the fight to the ground, but he's relentless. So I shouldn't say he isn't a strong wrestler. I'll say he's not the most technically sound wrestler. He's not those traditional NCAA Division I wrestling types where he blows through the hips, drives through the hips. He's more of a guy that kind of he's just going to basically just dig deeper and reach for a takedown, get on your hips, and then eventually just pull it out. And he's an elite grappler on the ground. I mean, talking about smothering top control, some really slick back takes. He's a legit submission threat. He has 9 career subs in his career and can get a submission at pretty much any position. Now move over to John Lineker. Lineker is a really, really fun, aggressive. He's a very short, compact, powerful striker. Throws tons of hooks. He likes to target the body, destroy the body with hard shots. He really has some dynamite in his hands. His nickname is Hands of Stone, which really fits him well. He throws hard kicks. Not the best technique. He actually doesn't carry his feet under him really well, which is surprising considering he has all the power that he has when he throws bombs. He isn't going to look to wrestle, but he can wrestle a little bit. He has some strong takedown defense. He's shown that over the years. He has a submission threat. He has 4 subs, but he's been submitted six times in his losses. So you can't like that if you're John Lineker backer going against someone as decorated grappler as Bibiano Fernandes. Now, as far as prediction goes, this is a really tough fight. Both guys are two of the best fighters in the world. However, Fernandes is now 41 years old. He's been out for 2 years, and at that age, you can just fall off overnight. Fernandes is going to want to take this fight to the ground and work his world-class BJJ, But if he can't, I expect Lineker to land some power shots. I think Fernandes will get him down at times, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep him down for long periods of the fight. I think Lineker is going to have his chances. I think he's going to land the better one. And I actually think the scoring in one championship helps Lineker based on them scoring the entirety of the fight. So he can lose long portions beyond the ground, being held down. But then if he gets back to his feet, lands a couple bombs, rocks Bibiano Fernandes. He might not put him out, but just land some big, more effective, almost fight-ending shots that really favors him instead of fighting round by round where you're trying to win the rounds. I think Lineker is going to do some body work, and I actually think we don't have to worry about the scorecards. I actually think he's going to hit a kill shot. Now, Fernandes has not been knocked out since he lost to Cuts by Uriah Faber all the way back in 2016. So this is a really bold prediction for me to say that Lineker wins by knockout, but I actually think he's going to change that. I'm going to take Lineker to win by third round TKO and be the new champion. Moving over to the lightweight championship, Thanh Lee defends his belt against Garry Tonon. Lee, obviously, is the one lightweight champion. He's 36 years old, which you don't like. But even though he's up there in age for a fighter, he's actually looked better than he's ever has. He's 4-0 in one championship. Every single win in his career has come by stoppage. He's a southpaw with a taekwondo-style background where he's very athletic, very elusive, nice lateral movement. He's constantly switching stances, getting different looks, good feints. He's fast, cuts angles really well. A lot of varieties in his attacks, going high, going low, kicks, spinning back fists, hard body kicks, like everything. Just continue to get his opponents guessing. Good power. Like I mentioned, he's got all stoppages, and 11 of his 12 wins are by knockout or knockout or TKO. The one mistake I see with him on the feet is he tends to throw single strikes, which I don't like. I wish he'd throw more combinations, but he's got a really good kicking game. He throws lots of kicks, hard kicks. He's got variety in his kicks. He'll throw side, like those Holly Holm side push kicks. He'll throw an oblique kick. He can wrestle, but he never really looks to wrestle. And I highly doubt he looks to wrestle with Garry Tonon. Another concern I have about Lee is based on being a finisher, he's never gone past the third round. And this is a 5-round fight, being this for a title. So I'm a little worried about that. Also, even though he dominated Martin Nguyen and got a beautiful, one of the best knockouts I've seen, he was briefly hurt by Martin Nguyen in his last fight. Now, move over to Garry Tonon. He's 6-0 in one championship. He's 6-0 in his career. He's very comfortable on the feet. He's very uncomfortable on the feet, I should say, as he's known for his ground game. He comes from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. He switches stances a lot, and that's probably because he isn't confident in either stance. He tends to pull his head straight back. He tends to keep his chin high in the air. He's a little wild. He throws a lot of looping punches, throws a lot of naked leg kicks. He uses his striking to just close the distance. But the reason why he wants to close the distance is because he's a master on the ground. He isn't a powerful drive through your hips wrestler, similar to what I said about Bibiano Fernandes. He's not like a Josh Koscheck type, but if he can get the fight to the ground, he is absolute world class. He's a guy who will shoot just to get wizard, just to kind of get contact with his opponent, where he's not necessarily trying to get a takedown. But he'll dive underneath, will pull guard, anything to get to the fight to the ground. Where this he's a Renzo Gracie, John Danaher, BJJ black belt. He's a 2-time BJJ world champion. He's competed in some of the biggest BJJ competitions in the world. He's going against some of the best guys in the world. He's beaten some of the best guys in the world. So like I said, he'll get the fight to the ground any way possible. Whether he'll pull guard, he'll get a sweep once he's on. He gets contact with his opponent. And once he's on top, he's unmatched control, submissions everywhere. Some of the slickest back takes in all of MMA. On the last broadcast, I talked about his rear naked choke. He's a specialist in that, where he gets your back a very good chance he's going to find that rear naked choke. He actually likes heel hooks too. He'll drop down on the legs, but so far in his career, he'll also throw punches. He'll also ground and pound on top with his great control. One concern I have is he hasn't gone 25 minutes. So as far as prediction goes, so this is a really hard fight to pick. Both guys have such advantages in the position where they want the fight. I mean, if the fight stays on the feet, Ton Lee is going to knock Garry Tonon out. But if the fight is mostly on the ground, Garry Tonon has a very good chance to find a submission. Now, I've been watching MMA for a really, really long time, and I've learned over the years, in most times when you have guys who have a clear advantage, either striking and one fighter striking, the other fighter grappling, the grappler usually wins. And I think that's going to happen here. Tonon is not just a grappler. He's a really, really special grappler. I think he finds a way to get the fight to the canvas. I think he gets his back somehow. I think he works for a rear naked choke. I actually think he finds that submission. And I'm going to say he does it early. I'm going to say he does it in the very first round. So I say Garry Tonon is the new champion. So there you guys have it. There's my picks for these two fights. I'm having both fighters winning by both fighters who are coming in as a challenger winning both by stoppage too. So many changes in one championship. So guys, please if you like this video, enjoyed this video, please give it a like. More importantly, give it a comment. Tell me who you got. Hit me up on Twitter at Keith Shillan MMA. My last name is spelled Shillan. Tell me who you got, and let's talk through these fights when they air. See you next time.